Body image with young girls is a huge thing. Part of me is so grateful I've got 2 boys because I feel like maybe in the teenage years we're going to have a little easier. What were your body pressures, body image issues growing up over in the public life?
Weirdly, I was quite confident about my body, and I think that was because of all the dancing that I did at Young Talent Time. Like, I had an awareness of my body, and I felt like, you know, it could do everything that I wanted it to do.
Yeah, right.
Kids often don't just even appreciate that. You normally appreciate that when you're older. You're like, oh, I can still walk, I can still ski, or whatever you want it to do. But I felt good about my body, and I never had this thing where I felt like I had to be a certain size.
Right.
Then there was a whole weird thing after my sister became famous and was a very different body shape. Especially when we were both working in the UK, there was so much like headlines of newspapers commenting on the difference of our bodies, and it was very derogatory towards me, and that basically I wasn't her.
Yeah, right.
And luckily I never let that destroy me, because I'm looking back at it now and I'm going, how did it
not? Yeah.
It was hard, but I didn't develop any eating disorders or any, you know, psychological issues. I just knew what they were saying was totally rude, and they shouldn't be saying that, but I'll let them be those people, and all I can be is just me and in control of me, and my job was sometimes just having to deal with it. So
do you feel
but it's interesting now, because I think there's so much more pressure these days on not only kids but adults. And I had such a fascinating time when I was over in London just over a year ago, judging on Top Model, and I love the psychology angle of it all, how they felt about themselves, how that made them move in front of the camera, and me being able to coach and mentor them, because I guess I did have that strength when I was younger, to really make them feel good about the things that were different, that made them different.
Right.
And still to this day, like, this is one of my favourite jobs, because I felt like I got in there and got to just reshape their attitudes, and then they can go out into the world. And so I love all of that. I love speaking to, you know, especially the younger ones about it, because, you know, hopefully you can change something before they get a mindset that's stuck for too long.
Do you feel pressure now to look a certain way, or is there a pressure in the business where it's like, we've got to just be eternally youthful, we can't wear that, we've got to wear that? Do you succumb to those pressures?
I think that there will always be those pressures in this business, and there's more and more of that in real life. Even if you're not on camera, it's like, you know, you're a mum, but do you look great? You know, and having to be perfect all the time. We put these pressures on ourselves, on our friends, on our family members. There's definitely, you know, entertainment loves the fountain of youth. But again, I have a real inner strength that there will come a day where people don't want to put me on camera. That's okay. There will be that day. But I think that if you have integrity and you have intelligence within your personality, then there'll be a greater desire to still have you on TV and have you around, that there's substance there, and it's more than what you physical. Just see. I mean, I was so lucky to work a couple of years back in London doing all big Marks and Spencer's campaigns with Twiggy.
Right.
She's just so beautiful inside and out, and it just glows, and she's so kind. And there was a group of us working, all different models. I'm like petite. She's a little petite too. There was the tall lingerie Brazilian model and some other tall, gorgeous, model, traditional model types. And we're all just hanging out together and talking. And I mean, everyone is just drawn to her because she's just got this inner beauty that age will never affect.
Yeah, right.
And I want to be that kind of a person.
Yeah. It's funny here though. I feel like almost in Australia it seems to be worse. Where I was, Colette Mann was on the couch with me the other day, and she was saying how, in acting it can be a little bit kinder, but in presenting for women, you look at who's doing the news, and there can be men that are 70 delivering the news, but there's no women who are that old reading our news bulletins or presenting. It seems like there's definitely a division between how far men can go and how long they can be on camera to women.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not just here. There were a lot of conversations about that in the UK when I was living there, about the news presenters and the difference of when they were getting rid of the female presenters who were very popular with the audience, but the men seem to remain. So I don't know when that will change, but even with the modelling, there's fabulous campaigns around at the moment, like Karen Walker's used these models. I think youngest is in the 60s up to 80s, and there's just these fabulous women modelling her clothes and sunglasses, and they're really taken off because she has used them. Now they're really out there working. I follow a model in London on Instagram called Iman, and she has been around for many years, and she has really embraced social media, and she started this thing called Ageless Beauty, which is pretty much the whole thing that I'm talking about. Just, present yourself well at any age. Yeah. And really have that, inner beauty is so important. And I just dig reading all of the stuff that she does. Yeah. Hopefully I get to meet her one day.
Yeah.
But
was she married to Bowie? Have I got that right?
Yeah, right. Still is. So there's a lot of cool people out there that are doing great stuff. Yeah. And the world is changing all the time. The fact that we're sitting here talking about it and aware of it means things will change.